I have this tray of chilies. These ones are called Harriet, that I planted 2 weeks ago. They started to get their second set of leaves, their first true leaves, and these little tiny plugs I put them in, which I'm only using because I've got them and I don't want to throw them away, but they're really quite useless. They're not going to last very long, but they're too small. I have to water them every day, and that's not enough. In the mornings they're a bit droopy, so it's time for them to pot on. So they are really useless plugs, and I can't get the plants out very well, so I give them a little bit of a push from the bottom and they do start to come out, but then I can't get them all the way up, so I'm sliding a teaspoon down. I'll show you here because you'll be able to see better. Now that I'm pushing them out as much as I can from underneath, I'm putting a teaspoon down the side, using my thumb to wedge it, pulling up as much as I can of the plant. And you can see there, they've got quite a nice little root system going on already. Pop them in my pot, which is a vermiculite and multi-purpose compost mixed. That's probably about 1/4 to 1/3 vermiculite, and I just I mix it till it looks like that. I'm really not very good at the measuring. I grew up in a farmhouse kitchen where everything was, if it looks right, if it's got the right texture and feel, that's good enough. I think with farming, you're doing things in such volumes that actually you don't have time to be precise with a lot of things. But it works for me. And there's my little potted up chilli. Now I have a lot of chilies on the go. I'm hoping for some plant sales from some of these guys. I'm not sure how many I've got. I've got about 30 of these Harriet ones, and they're slightly hotter than I would eat. I have got some sweeter chilies without the heat that I will be growing for myself. Also got some Joe's Long, so I can join in with Jason from Allotment of the Dead Chili Challenges. He very kindly sent me some seeds, and they are germinated, but they're about 5 days behind these guys, so they haven't quite yet got their first true leaves. They've literally popped up yesterday and today, and not all of them. I'm waiting for a couple more. He very kindly sent me Zebranche and Lesia and Joe's Long seeds, and they're all doing really well. They've all germinated, so those will be the Lesia and the Zebranche, I think, will be ones that I will eat. I put in some other varieties, a sweet apricot habanero, one called apple crisp, and another one I can't remember off the top of my head, but they're old seed and I'm not sure if they're going to come up. Some of the other varieties I've sown as well are taking a bit longer, and again that depends on the type of chili they are. I'm not a massive chili buff, but I do know I'm running out of space in my watering tray, so I'm popping them in quite deep water in the in this tray. It's quite deep water to give them a nice drink, and then I will lift them out of there in about 5 or 10 minutes, and they will go into a regular drip tray, so they're not sitting in water. And that's how I water my plants. I either put water or water with the seaweed feed in, pop it in the tray, stand the plants when they need a water or a feed in the tray for between 10 and 20 minutes, depends on how dry they are, how big the pot is, and wait to see the vermiculite on the top of the pot is slightly damp, and that tells me when they've had enough and to take them out. And then I put them in a regular drip tray, water as and when I notice they're getting dry, feed once a week. Tends to be a weekend job. I have all my onions and other plants to feed after this, because it is Sunday today, and yesterday I was far too busy. Now these were on a heat mat to germinate, and they've been on the heat mat for the 7 to 10 days that it took them to germinate. You always get one pop up a day or two before everybody else. You always get a late straggler that's a day after everybody else. Yeah, 7 to 10 days these have been up out of the soil. And I'll probably put them back on the heat mat for a little while, get their roots going into this compost a bit more. And once that's done, I may move them off heat. They're in a room that's hovering around 20 Celsius at the moment, so they will remain under lights, but the heat may get heat mats. I have quite a lot of heat mats, but they may well get used for different crops to germinate now. But I don't want them to be on heat mats for that long, that when they do eventually go outside, because they will, and if I sell them, you know, the sort of person that will purchase these may not have a heat mat, and I don't want them to struggle at that point, and rather they were used to not having the heat. I hope you join me on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Myself and Kirsty will be talking about self-sufficiency, what it's cost. Also, I recommend to go back and check out Diva in the Dirt channel with Maureen Washington. I was on a live with her, and that was a great deal of fun. It was a good conversation. She was a very gracious host. She is a lovely lady, and it was a lot of fun to do. And I will see you next time. Take care. Bye now.